Hey guys, what's going on? Alex at HOGWORKZ, and today we are bringing you our Softail Performance Engine Guard. This is going to work on 2018 to 2024 Softail platforms. Just go ahead and make sure you check the fitment before you purchase it at hogworks.com. This is going to come with all the hardware you need to install it. So we're in the shop today. We're going to go ahead and get the OEM engine guard off and put this performance one on. All right guys, couple tools you're gonna need for the job is a 9/16 wrench, a 1/2 inch wrench, a 1/4 inch Allen, 5/16 Allen, and a T45 Torx bit. So it'll come with all your screws and the hardware for mounting the new engine guard. So the first thing we're gonna do is go ahead and throw a fender protector on here. All right, so with your T45 Torx, go ahead and remove the bolt on each side of your OEM engine guard. There's one on each side right here. Go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. With your 1/4 inch Allen and a 1/2 inch wrench, you want to remove the top mount bolt. So you just want to keep in mind that once this bolt comes out, it's going to be loose. So you want to make sure you got somebody holding it, or you grab it with one hand before you take this bolt all the way out to hold it. So again, once the nut's off the back side, this will be loose. So go ahead and make sure you're holding it with one hand. Pull your screw out, and then we can slide this forward a little bit. Once you have the OEM guard off, the new performance guard is going to mount a little bit different than the OEM guard. So one thing we want to do next is remove these two bolts here using a 9/16 wrench. If you have a ratcheting wrench, it works a lot better just because this is in a tight spot in here. You just want to set these aside. You are going to reuse them when you mount the other performance guard. Remove the two screws that are holding the foot mount and your controls on. These are T45. There's going to be one here and one down here. All right, so you want to make sure you grab this when you're loosening the second bolt. And these two screws are going to be replaced by the ones in the kit that are a little bit longer. The new guard, the lower mount's going to basically get sandwiched in between here on both sides. So now this, you can just kind of let this hang here while we go and take the other side off. So on the brake side, there's 3 bolts over here. This will be one here, one there, and one there. And again, they are T45 Torx bits. And all 3 of these will be replaced again by hardware that's provided with the guard. All right, and then just again, when you're removing this last one, you want to put your hand on the brake mount here, or the footrest mount, just so this doesn't fall off. Just rotate on you. And then this, you'll just kind of let it hang here, because again, the new mount's going to go in between this brake assembly and the frame. So it's going to go right in between here. All right, so we're ready to put the new guard on now. All right, so the easiest way to mount this, the first thing you're going to want to do is get it set up in there in position, and then just put these 2 top ones in, just kind of finger tight, and that'll help hold the whole guard while you get the lower mounts lined up. All right, so we got the top lined up here, and we just want to make sure that the bottom mounts are in between the frame and the footrest support on both sides. And we'll go ahead and and reinstall our 2 screws on the top mount. And again, we just want to get those started. Don't want to tighten them down yet because we want to make sure we get everything else down here lined up before we tighten it down. So we'll go ahead and install our lower mount screws. With your 5/16 Allen, your provided screws, the 2 longer ones, and those are going to hold footrest support on both sides. So go ahead and look and make sure you're lined up with your holes here. Okay, so we got that one started. Go ahead and get this other one here started. Alright, so with one of the short provided screws and a washer, you're going to put this in right in between the 2 footrest mounts. There's another screw hole down here. So go ahead and install this into there. Now again, everything's finger tight here. So what we want to do now is go to the other side, and we'll go ahead and get all the screws started on that side. And then once all the screws are started, then we can go around and start tightening everything down. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and install the brake side. So this here, we're just going to put this back here, get it lined up. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start with this rear one. So take one of your provided screws here. So go ahead and just get this finger tight. And then what we're going to do is we're going to grab our footrest and bracket. We'll go ahead using the provided screws and put this in place. We got one more to do. So using the short provided screw, we're going to go right in between these 2 right here. So go ahead and take your short provided screw with the washer on it. And okay. So now that we got all the screws started, we can go ahead and start tightening them down. Do the same thing on the clutch side. Tighten our 3 bolts down. Alright, now that both sides are tightened down, the lower mounts, we're going to go ahead and tighten down the 9/16 bolts up top. Alright, so we'll go ahead and tighten these ones up top here using our 9/16 wrench. Again, if you got a ratcheting wrench, it works a little easier in here. There's one. Alright guys, that's pretty much the install right there. Pretty simple, pretty easy. It will protect you, protect your engine from when you drop it or if you drop it. It's got the sliders on the sides, so if you do unfortunately drop it, you can order new sliders from us and you'll be good to go.